Namaskaram friends. So in this video I am going to talk about spirituality and try to open a very important dimension of spirituality called devotion. We know that devotion means expression of our emotion. It nowadays in scientific community there is a very important talk going on between about devotion, that means emotional intelligence, how we can understand the intelligence of our emotion and apply this idea in our day-to-day life. So devotion is very important. Whatever we want to do, whatever we want to perceive, whatever we want to understand, devotion is very important. If we are not devoted to the process, not devoted to our work, then work is not fulfilled in its best possible manner. So whatever you see in the creation, in terms of physical, in terms of non-physical, in terms of first creation, last creation, before the first creation, after the last creation, whatever you see in all those creation, the very important aspect is that devotion is required for understanding, for deciphering those things, or as well as for experiencing those things. Because in devotion we, you can say, surrender our emotional aspect to the process, to the thing which we want to know, which we want to understand, and which we want to understand. That's why seeking is the highest priority in each and every aspect of life. If you want to seek something, if you want to know something, devotion is important. For example, if I want to know about the plant, devotion is very important. That means I am devoted toward that plant. I am experiencing that plant as mine, as well as I am doing whatever required for understanding the mechanism of plant within as well as outside. And this is not in case of plant. I just take an example of a plant. You can think about anything, whatever you can think of in the whole world, in the whole cosmos, because people are living on the whole planet at different continents. Some are living on islands, some are living in different country, different state, different region. You can say even the concept of aliens comes. Some people are living on other galaxy, on other planet. Let's say it is true. Let's say some people are living on the other planet. So when we talk about the whole creation, so in the whole creation, whatever types of animate and inanimate things are present, whatever types of energy is present in the first creation, before the first creation, after the last creation, and in between the first and last creation, whatever it is, in everything, what is happening at each and every moment, devotion is required. For example, if I want to go back into the time and understand what is happening in the, let's say, 5,000 years ago, so I have to just become meditative, just become devoted to that time period. And if I pay enough attention to it, and you can say, and enough seeking is arising within my mechanism, then that process is completely downloaded in your mind. That is the importance of devotion. That is the importance of devotion, because we dedicated to the process, we dedicated to the thing which we want to know, and it is the best thing to do in your life. Whatever you want to do, let's say if you want to play, just devoted to your sports. If you want to do any act, you want to act in a movie, just devoted to that process. That means you have an undivided attention to that process. That is called devotion. And what is in this, we use the tool of our emotion, because we know that in our body 4 important aspects: body, mind, energy, and emotion. We do something with the help of body, we do something with the help of mind, we do something with the help of energy, as well as we do something with the help of our emotion. So in devotion, emotion is a dominant role. All other things are playing, but emotion is on a driver's seat. So we have to understand it. We solve problem using anyone on a driver's seat and keeping 4 on a back seat, but in devotion we keep emotion on a driver's seat and put body, mind, energy on a back seat and perform any task. Okay, and through all the 4 mechanism, through all the 4 you can say yoga, or for the 4 aspect, you can understand, you can experience anything, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to experience in your life. So just take example what we know till now, very 5 to 6 keywords in which I try to explain each and everything about devotion. First architecture, then nature, then space, then 5 elements of existence, then 5 layers of our body, then 4 parts of our mind. We know that our mind has 4 important words: buddhi, manas, chitta, ankara. Buddhi means intellect, manas means memory, chitta means a dimension which is unshallowed by a memory, a intellect which is unshallowed by memory, and ahakara, identity. That means memory, identity, intellect, and intelligence which is unshallowed by memory. So our mind is working all that 4 parts. If we want to understand our mind, we have to devote that process. That means through devotionally on daily basis we have to pay attention on our mind, what is going on in our mind, what things we see, what things we hear, that means what types of data is collected in our mind. Because whatever data is present in our mind, on the analyzing on the basis of that, we do activity. So if we want to understand our mind and correct it on whichever area or on whichever stage you think it is not behaving properly, then we have to devote it towards our mind, because we know that mind have 4 parts and each part have a 16 different categories. That means total 84 important parts, and in that 84, if you go much deeper, it is also divided into different small 1000 sector. That means total 84,000 sector. In 84,000 sector, it is you can say you can subgroup into 84, and then that 84 you can subgroup into 4. The 4 important aspect of mind, because in our mind we know that is the center of nervous system. That means whatever activity is going on, the central point is in our mind. For example, like in a country, a capital is there. For the whole world, a UN organization is there. So in the same manner, for our whole body, mind is the center point. From there, all the command is given to our body. So if you want to know, if you want to understand the mind, devotion is required. Devotion in every aspect. What our mind thinks, what our mind do, what is the mechanism of our mind, how it functions, how we can resolve our problem with the help of our mind, because we know that each and every human being have a unique mind, unique body, unique life. So their mind is unique, and it is very important that we have to understand the physical as well as non-physical aspect of our mind, because we know that we talk about 4 important dimensions, in which a chitta, that means a dimension, or you can say an intelligence which is unsullied by memory. For example, let's say you want to solve any problem, and data regarding that problem is not in your mind, because we know that there are infinite amounts of data is collected, or you can say presented on a daily basis, and let's say we are currently we are not downloading all types of data, but through meditation unconsciously all that data is downloaded in your mind. And when you use your chitta, that means when you touch your chitta, then you can solve your problem. Even the data regarding that solution, that problem is not present in your mind. That is the importance of chitta, but it is very difficult for human being to touch that dimension. If we touch it, that means we become the creator of this whole creation. So this is the importance of chitta, of our mind. So we have to pay devotion to it. That means devotion, that means full dedication of our emotion with our mind. Do not you can misunderstand devotion, that means emotion as a, you can say, a negative force. No, emotion is a very important force. Nowadays in artificial intelligence, the main difference is between a machine and a human being. There on level there are many differences, but people say that in future scientists suffer to how they, you can say, make artificial intelligent machine to show their emotion, that because they are not sensitive, they not show their emotion. They do tasks, they do different activity, they perform different coding, but emotional aspect is missing. That is, it is a very important dimension. Of course, they are not thinking anything new. Whatever data we put in there, you can say, machine, or in there with the help of coding in their mechanism, they act according to that. That means we are giving the command. In the same manner, if we are giving the command to the machine, our mind giving command to us, and command is given to our mind by the creator. So we have to understand the whole picture of creator, human being as well as machine. There are many aspects, but 3 important on a gross level division is creator, human being as well as machine. So if we devoted toward the creator, if you devoted toward the machine, and as well as also devoted toward ourselves, then we understand the whole picture in a clear manner. Then we understand the whole picture in the clear manner, and we know that human mechanism is the most complex, sophisticated mechanism on the planet Earth. So if we know this mechanism, so we understand other mechanism in by, you can say, taking example of our mechanism, however big it is, however small it is, however colorful it is, however different structure it is, whatever calibrity of their mind it is. That means with the help of our mechanism, we are capable of understanding the whole life form. If we are to devoted towards it, if we are devoted toward our life and consider each and every life is connected with each other and same energy is present in each and every life form, then we understand the whole life form. That means all the 8.4 billion species in its complete form, in a comprehensive manner. When we understand the life, then a dimension comes. If there is life, what is not life? That means inanimate. So we pay attention on inanimate object, and then understand the difference between animate and inanimate object, and then we include animate also through devotion, because in India we worship Shiva. Shiva, which is the form of a stone, a linga, which is formed by the stone. That means we are worshipping stone, and it is very important that if we want to understand the language of stone, if we want to understand the language of animal, language of, you can say, human being, language of, you can say, any plant, then it is the significance of our inhaling and exhaling process. That means if we want to understand inanimate object, our devotion required a deep understanding. If we want to know any animal, any plant, you can say our devotion required again a little bit lower than the stone or the inanimate, but it require a deep energy. If we want to understand animal, it again require a deep you can say sense of devotion, but a little smaller than the plant. And if we want to know human being, we have to just focus attention on it, and it required a very you can say deep understanding, deep devotion, but less than the animals, because we are the human being. So understanding yourself is not become a big task. Understanding plant, understanding animal, understanding inanimate become a big task. And if we devote towards each and everything and understand everything in its true manner, then we are very easily seeing, connecting, experiencing, not just reading from somewhere and download it in our mind and do different tasks. No, just pay attention on each and every aspect of life, each and every aspect of the creation, each and every aspect of the happening, each and every aspect of the existence, and then connect the dot. If we connect the dot, whatever happen, whatever dimension you take, let's say for example in time, that means at which time what happened, at which time what happened, then we understand that time is a thing which is created by the human being. It is energy are going on, let's cyclical motion of sun, moon, earth is going on. So people created the time based on these cycles. That means time is something which is going on from a very ancient time, from the very you can say in a million or billion years ago or more than that. But again a question comes, is time, what is the experience of time on our mechanism? Is it always present? Is it you can say immemorial, or you can say it has some limitation? For example, as a human being, we have born, we have died. That means we limited amount of time, limited amount of energy. But as a time, is it so, or is it let's say infinite? For example, we know that our cosmos is infinite. That means beginningless and endless. That's why we have many things coming up in our mind. Which types of things are a beginningless, endless, which types of things have some origin, some end, because we know that everything have a not some origin, some end. In terms of physicality, we think everything. When we talk about, you can say, origin and end, that means a limited set of time and energy. We talk about physicality. When we talk about non-physicality, it is a dimension beyond the physicality, which is beginningless and endless. So devotion is very much required to understand all these aspects. If you are devoted toward each and every moment, each and every aspect of the existence, each and every aspect of creation, so you understand the non-physicality, physicality, creation, first creation, last creation, in this creation, time, that means billion years of time, what is the evolution going on in this time manner, what types of qualities are developed in life form, in different life form, in terms of their shape, size, color, place, geographical location, geological location, in you can say in whatever activity is going on in the whole space arena, because nowadays space tourism, space exploration, investment on space is going on a large scale. Each and every country, you can say, invest their money in space sector, because they know that earth is a limited place. Earlier, if we do not explore the earth, we know that if we are not devoted toward exploring the earth, we know that we have not vehicles, so going from one place to another place take many a time. And if we have no vehicle, if you want to use our mechanism to go from one places to another places, it take, you say, you can just trip 2 to 3 times in the whole world in your whole time. So we think that this is a very big place. We, in our whole lifetime, we do not go from one place to another. And if you are follow the just equator, you completed the journey. If you are not, you are just wandering on earth from here to there. So it is the importance of devotion. That means it is the importance of time, it is the importance of devotion, in which time, on which place, and which existence, on which creation we are living. When we have not a machine, not a mechanism, like you can say bicycle, like you can say motorcycle, like truck, like you can say buses, airplane, then we know that going from one country to another country take our life. Because not just time, in terms of physical health, in terms of physical labor, in terms of food availability, in terms of area where we can survive or not, because machines are not there. So let's say if a person from a deserted area want to go in a icy area, so they are very less chance that they survive in that environment very easily. No, it requires very much, you can say, labor from the your physicality. So many people are not surviving. Who are surviving it, they are not again try to venture into that arena. So during that time, we think that earth is a very big place. It is a, you can say, in our understanding have a no beginning and no end, because it requires a lots of time to go from one places to another places. When time going on, when we develop machine, we you can say go from one place to another place in just a day. So we are then our thought and idea come in our mind to go beyond from one place to another place. Then we are going from, you can say, our planet Earth to Moon. When if there are many unsuccessful missions from the Earth to Moon, so if when we are succeeding from going from Earth to Moon, we are, you can say, desiring something more. That means we want to go from Earth to on other planet, on Earth to on other galaxy, Earth to on other cluster, Earth to on different cluster. That means desire comes. That means there is something in your body which want to expand, which want to explore, and does not like limitless in any arena you can talk about, in terms of your life also, in terms of understanding your mind also, in terms of understanding the space also, in terms of understanding the creation mystery also. Because if you pay just enough attention on a flower, it take your whole lifetime to understand its functioning, its role, its, you can say, its existence in this creation. So it take our lifetime just to understand an atom. Scientists, you can say, devote their whole lifetime to understand just the an atom in its entirety. But currently, till now, we are not deciphering it. So even you want to understand an atom, or even you want to understand the whole cosmos, in composition both are same. In complexity they are differ, but in composition they are same. That means if we pay enough attention, it take our whole lifetime to understand an atom. If we pay our enough attention, it take our whole lifetime to understand the whole cosmos. So there are only one tool through which you understand the nothingness, as well as at the same time you understand the vastness of the existence, which is meditation. Because in meditation our mind is working in a full caliber. It can deliver whatever you want, it can experience whatever you want. If you send them in a very back in time, or if you want to send them in a very, you can say, in future, if you want to send them in a future, then it go there without any hindrance. That means it is a very seamless process. So it is, and you can devotion act like a, you can say, devotion act like a tool which smooth this process, like lubricant in our vehicle. What we use in our vehicle, or a lubricant which just smooth the process of our journey. So in the same manner, meditation is a process which is smoothen, and you can say hasten your process to know things, understand things, experience things in a best possible manner. So in every arena, experience is required. So nowadays I talk about, there is a, you can say, research, development, investment, dedication, devotion of life is going on in area of space, because we don't know that space is unlimited, you can say limitless. It has no beginning, no end. Whatever money you want to invest, whatever time you want to invest, it is beginningless and endless. There is no end. So it is not that for example, on planet Earth, if we populate the planet Earth with 20 billion people, planet is going to just lost, because planet lost its whole environment, its whole ecology, the whole, you can say goodness of the planet Earth. So we know that it has a limitation, but on space it is beginningless and endless, it is unlimited. But we have to understand that life is not formed on all planets. Only on planet Earth life is formed, and we know that life is the most complex aspect or dimension of our existence. So even if we want to go on Mars, even if we want to go on Jupiter, even we want to go on Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, wherever we want, we have to first understand in our mind that life in its full form, in its complex form, is only present on planet Earth. Maybe it is present on other things, but till now we are not discovering it. So whatever we know, first of all, whatever you know till now, we have to preserve it, understand it in a better manner, then venture into other arena to understand it. Because we, you can say, invest our money to exploring the different planets where life is possible. But we know that we are very sure that life is possible on our planet Earth. That's why we are living here. So first of all, we have to preserve the planet Earth by, you can say, whatever policy program it takes. First of all, we have to preserve our environment, then human being, because human being on planet Earth, human beings are suffering from, you can say, poverty, suffering from their mind, suffering from their body, suffering from their different, you can say, tasks. So we have to make policy and program to reduce the population of human being on such a level that which is good for the planet Earth as well as for the human being. Because human being, let's say there are only 2 billion people, so each and every human being, a proper food facility, proper house facility, proper growth of their life facility is available, and they live a full-fledged life on this planet Earth. And this is the purpose of it. If we overpopulated the planet Earth, it created chaos for all the human beings. For example, let's say we have 8 billion people. Even the 1 billion people suffer, all the 7 billion people cannot enjoy and cannot experience the same energy and same goodness of blissfulness within themselves, because some part of energy is suffering somewhere. So we have, because, and we have to know that each and every plant, animal, birds, fishes, everything is a life form, and each and everything is present in a some proportion by the creator. So we have to understand the nature of the creator and preserve things in its true form and in their true proportion. Whatever you can say created chaos, or whatever you can say increases in a big number than its proportional number, we have to make policy program to eliminate it, to reduce it. Even in the case of human being, we are 8 billion population, we know that it is not good for the planet Earth. So we have to devote it to the task that make policy and programs so that future generations do not produce much child, so that whatever human being we are left, and increase our health facility on a such a level that earlier people, when 4-5 kids happen, only 2 or 1 or 2 is surviving. That's why it is important that produce 4 to 5 children. But as health facility increases, we know that if we produce just 2 child, it is very chance that all the 2 are surviving. It is a very high chance that all the 2 childs are surviving. So we have to consider in our mind the aspect of health, aspect of time, aspect of his investment, or in terms of you can say development in science and technology going on in terms of evolution in human being. And in this manner we make policy and program to understand the time, understand the creation, understand the you can say evolution of human being, and devote it towards that process for solving that problem. Okay, in not only space, in any arena, even your thought, even if you want to know something, you want to know in its entirety, and you want to go deep and deep and deep and deep, whatever arena you choose. For example,